Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I've been in here, but so much has happened in Bitcoin, and now is your chance to actually buy in some of this yummy dips and make some profit. We're looking at Avax right now. Avax is one of those coins that honestly has a huge potential, and it is showing it right now. When we're looking here, we're kind of sitting in a bit of a wedge with a very healthy set of volume kind of going on here. We see a lot of that happening. The only thing that's really worrisome is how we had that like double negative kind of going in here, where we're looking at the MACD. And it could potentially happen the same way as we're looking right here. It could continue to fall. So the next couple of days is really going to be very crucial in telling us where it's going to go. We're kind of sitting along that middle line, that little channel going on up here in this wedge. But it is potentially going to pump up from this. When we're looking at everything else that AVAX has going on, it can really start to pop off. Now, once we get above that medium line, we're really going to see it move up forward, because this whole volume set that's going on right now is very healthy. It shows not a lot of volatility, and it does show that a bull run is in order, especially with everything that's going on. Russia's actually looking at keeping crypto as a currency. They're going to accept it potentially. Of course, we can never know, but if that does happen, it's going to be a huge deal. One of the first hugest countries is going, if they accept that as a crypto, as a currency, that is going to be a big thing, because it's the first country that's going to do that, and it's really going to push and really make people a little bit less worried about where it's going to move. So I think we're really going to see it kind of pump up in the next little bit. And AVAX is going to be one of those coins, because everybody's going to buy these little coins up. I mean, they're completely just swallow them in. And because when you do, not everybody's buying Bitcoin, not everybody's buying Ethereum. And this is the moment where anybody that has just some change in their pocket will invest. And you're going to see that big pump. Some of the other coins we're going to look at is Solana. So Solana is very dangerously in not a good position right now. It looks like it's going to retest that support that's happening off from right here. So it's sitting today around 94 bucks, but I think it's going to touch down a little bit back on that again before we really start pumping. But it does show that it could pump and could move up here in the near futures as well. Sideways action is normal, especially this time of year, following Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of moving up as well as breaking in. We're going to go off some more news on that in just a moment. But Solana is going to pump in as well. It looks like it's going to start to reverse it out, unless we have the same thing that's kind of happening like back here in the middle at the same time in January. We had that little bit before it kind of like double dip down. If that happens in the opposite side of things, that's not such a bad thing. So the next 2 or 3 days, I think you're going to see that really from coming in as well, and the lower time frames as well. When you're looking back to some of the other things going in, when we're looking at, let's see, the same time last year, when we're looking at, see, it was really just moving in from here, but when we had that same kind of like dip in and dip out, it was just kind of moving sideways, that eventually just exploded, right? And so that's why we're kind of looking into this moment too, where we just dip down like right here. And this is what I mean, like from October of last year is where it really kind of moved in into that moment. Of course, everything just completely just fell off to sideways. But if we have that same kind of action going off here in January, but in the reversal side of things, the same right here, you can see it kind of like double tapped, right, as well, and double tap right here. And if we have the reversal going on, the same, it could really start to move in. I think it's about that time for Solana to move in as well. Ethereum, when we're speaking about Ethereum, we have these candles. It's really just kind of, it shows it starting to fight it out to move in for that. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. Even if it follows down and retests everything about 2400, it's still not too heartbreaking. But over and all, it does show that people are starting to buy into it. It looks like it's starting to lose power of the sellers. It looks like it's going to shift back to the buyers, which is a good thing. Giving everything else as well with Ethereum, of course, everybody's speaking about Ethereum 2.0, so it's potentially going to move as well. Matic on the charts is looking also kind of like creepy, as far as it could do the same thing as well. We're speaking about how it double dipped down right here as well before it just kind of hit and made our support now that we have. So it does look like it's still going to kind of move sideways for a little bit, just kind of retesting that support. It looks like it's going to do before actually pumping back out, and I think it is going to pump, just like we were speaking about Solana. So I don't see it really completely breaking the hearts of people as well. I think, of course, Matic's going to pump. It's $1.69. I think we're going to reach $2 before too long. Honestly, it's very possible we're going to hit back to $2. With it, 240 is not out of the question by mid-March. I just don't see it, and I think honestly we can possibly even break $3 coming in probably by April, moving in 3, making an all-time high coming from Matic. It's really going to pump, and they're really starting to try to put the pressure on Ethereum as well. The market as a whole, starting with the first top 10, Bitcoin sitting at 42,588, which is really, really great. I think it's doing fantastic, even if it drops down to about 37 again. It's still okay. It's going to be all right because it's a typical price range for this time of year. But it's sitting up at 1.42% for the 24-hour period, almost 3% for the weekly. Of course, I like to put my money on the weeklies and see what's going on from there. Really make my strategy based on that, because the dailies are always up and down, especially with crypto. We're not in the basic stock market of things, and that's going to be a big part of it, because if you're trading on the daily, you're just like short-term investing. Okay, cool, you can make a little bit of money on that, but it's such a low amount. I'm really looking to invest in something a little bit more long-term, so I'm following the weeklies, most of it. You can see Ethereum is down by 1.44% for the weekly. It is up by 2.15 for the daily. Let's see, XRP. XRP is one of those coins that absolutely is murdering it right now. I think it's going to be another one of those coins that's really going to pump off really, really soon. We didn't cover it today, but we will cover it in the future videos, possibly tomorrow or the next day. 24.27% for the weekly, 7%, 7.21% for the daily. Fantastic. Cardano is just absolutely not going to do anything. I think it's reached that market cap already. So $1.07, that's about normal for me. Solana, what makes it a little worrisome here, 14.74% for the weekly. That's where it could really kind of touch down, go back down a little bit more, possibly reaching around 91, 90 in the next week or so. But it is up by 1.93, almost 2% for the daily as well. Terra Luna is one of those coins too. I'm gonna watch out for it. It looks like it's really gonna take off pretty soon as well. A good coin to kind of buy into. $53 sitting it in, 3.41% for the daily, and down by 1.5% for the weekly. Avax, now this one's doing really, really great, and I expect it to run too, what we were just speaking about at the beginning of the video. It is up by 8.70% for the weekly and 3.25 for the 24-hour period. Now, Polkadot is also not looking too great for the weekly, but it is, I believe it is setting it up to jump as well. $19 right now, 2.45% up for the 24-hour period. We're looking at Matic. This is the one right here I'm really going to keep a close eye for. 2.13% for the 7-day period and almost 3% for the 24-hour period. It's really showing something. So anytime you're actually out of the top 20, I think you're really going to make some money, especially with these coins with the lower market caps. I think this is going to be what's going to be the driving force of you actually making some real cash. Near kind of fell off again. It was doing really, really great, but it's starting to kind of die down, starting to reverse. 18.31% in the negative for the weekly. Not even, 0.09% for the 24-hour period. Practically did nothing, stalling out and dying. Algo is another coin that's really kind of showing signs that it's going to pump up and run with it as well. We also are looking at Phantom, great gaming coin, fantastic actually, almost $2, really good price right now to really buy into, especially looking like it's going to jump in as well. We're going to cover some of these coins later. Let's see, Elrond, I think it's going to kind of start dying down a little bit as well. If it does, I'm definitely going to buy into that dip. But it's sitting at $204, up 807 for the 24-hour period and up by almost 30% for the week. Done fantastic. I wish I would have bought a little bit sooner. Axie Infinity is another one of those that's really starting to pump up. All of these coins are really starting to jump, guys. 8.56% and up by 1.38. You're going to really see them really start to move really fast in the upcoming month or so. So hold on to those. Really follow these coins. If you're really looking to make some money, this is where it's going to happen. Speaking of the news, I wanted to go over with you guys. XRP and one low cap altcoins are gearing up for rallies of Bitcoin, and that is coming by one of the top crypto analysis. That is actually coming in such a great moment, and we really want to see that now. Credible, he is telling you, and everybody else, his 308,000 Twitter followers, that he sees XRP bouncing and reclaiming the $1 level. Of course, it's showing it. It's in the paper. We can see that. Quote, he said, "We are now right in my area of interest. Might head a few cents lower where we are now, but as per my last tweet, I expect we form a bottom, high, or low in this region and continue." I absolutely agree. I think it's really going to pump, and you're going to see that too. It's going to swing up. Again, it kind of shows the same thing coming in. He kind of marks that for you as well. Now, at the time that he wrote that, it was trading at 8.83, over 6% in the last 24-hour period. So I moved to Credible's $1 target indicates an upside potential of over 20% from XRP's current price. So even he sees this. It's very obvious. Now the crypto trader is bullish on Hedra, HBAR, a public network for peer-to-peer payments, right? So he's pretty sure on that. All of these are going to do really great. These peer-to-peer payments are really going to start pumping too, to bounce off support at 0.22 cents and rally to short-term range above 0.26, right? 23, sorry. You're going to see these really move in. These gaming coins, these altcoins are really going to be pushing off each other really soon. Like I said, if Russia definitely accepts it as a cryptocurrency, it's without a doubt other countries are really going to make a move into that as well, whether they like it or not. And that's pretty much the stance on it right now with Russia. I think they understand that they're not going to be able to stop it, but it's better to accept it and regulate it at least try to control it as much as they can. And that's cool because it's still all going to be great with us. But just imagine for 1 second that when they accept that, how high everything is really going to bounce up. I mean, Russia's a huge, powerful country. Right now, where we're seeing some of these dips kind of coming in is from the news that's going on, these conflicts, this back and forth, yabble babble. But you're really going to see some money. So no need to piss your pants and fear that crypto's going to hit the bottom like most people do. I think it's actually only starting to really pump up for the future. Even Wells Fargo stated that they were going to, that now is a great time to buy because it's exactly a moment where it is exactly, if something happens to money, like regular currency, then crypto is where it will be. And I totally agree and I totally find it. All right, guys, join me back. I'm glad to be back with you guys. Click subscribe, hit the bell for latest notifications, and I shall see you next time.